What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here, and in today's video, it is the second roster update of NBA 2K20. It's only been 2 weeks, and now we have another roster update. Some people got just like a couple changes, little small ones. Other teams got really big ones. What I do is I get the most important changes of every single team and go through them. Before this video starts, if you are one of the 75% of viewers who watch these videos but is not subscribed, don't be lame, be an OG, join the Pack Nation and subscribe. Let's get this video started always with the Philadelphia 76ers. First, what I want to do is explain something. So I'm in start today. So if you see that the rating on the top right is not the official rating, that's the start today rating where they updated daily. The actual rating is on the bottom left where his name is right there. Just wanted to clarify because some people were getting confused when I was saying a rating that was above when it was actually the one below. That's the official one, like the one that doesn't change in like Play Now Online and stuff like that. So Joel Embiid is a 91 overall, goes -1 from a 92. Why is that? So he's still averaging 23 points per game. It's just worse than last year. They're just comparing it to last year. I mean, he was hurt sometimes, he missed some games. I think it's just because now that he has Al Horford with him, he has to adjust to a center that's going to be playing kind of like the same role that he does for the most part. So it's just his numbers go down. I don't think he's doing bad at all. I just think he needs to adjust to Al Horford. I think he's doing fine. They're still a good team, so they really shouldn't have dropped his rating. The other player is Trey Burke. I talked about him in my badge video that he barely has any badges and he's just so good. They actually just added 4 badges to him. Before he had 0. He's only averaging 8 points a game, but this guy is a walking bucket. He can get anything whenever he wants, and that's why they raised him from a 74 to a 75 +1 for Trey Burke. Now for the Milwaukee Bucks, and that is Eric Bledsoe. Not only is Eric Bledsoe a great defender for the Milwaukee Bucks, he goes +2 from an 84 to an 86, averaging 17.1 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 5.2 assists. You see that he's averaging almost a point more than last year, and his field goal percentage is a little worse, but it's the defense he's been playing, and he's been honestly being really smart, really good passes for everybody on the team that it's been working out really well, and that's why they're winning games. Brook Lopez also has kind of got his 3-point shooting back a little bit. He's slowly getting back into it. He had a rough start to the season, but I feel like he's doing a lot better. That's why he went from 77 to a 79 +2 for Brook Lopez. Now for the Chicago Bulls. Now, Lauri Markkanen goes down 1, and the only reason he does is because he just had such a good start to the season that they're just comparing it to that. He's been slowing down, 14.8 points per game. Compared to last season, that's like nothing. He was doing way better last year, and his field goal percentage is terrible so far. So he needs time to really kind of get back into a rhythm. Thaddeus Young also goes -1. He's just not what he usually is. I mean, the field goal percentage is way worse, less points, -1 for Thaddeus Young. For the Cavaliers, Colin Sexton goes +2 from a 77 to a 79. The only players that are better than him are Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love, who I think he can end up passing eventually. He's only 20 years old, and he's been playing very well, 18 points a game, pretty decent efficiency. Not a great playmaker, to be honest, for being the shooting guard / point guard of the team, but still, he's a baller. Now, this is the interesting one. For a team that has been doing so good, the Celtics, you would expect them to raise everybody's ratings up. But they didn't. The only player they raised is someone who's injured, and that's Gordon Hayward, who, let's be real, deserved it from an 82 to an 83 +1 for him. And he's injured now, so he's missing a lot of games. But still, I get why they raised his rating. He was doing really good. But one player that I'm surprised they didn't raise at all is Jaylen Brown. He was doing so good. How do you not raise his rating? He's doing 18.5 points per game, good efficiency, 7 rebounds. How do you not raise his rating? I'm actually salty, 2K. What the heck? He's only an 81. I feel like he could have been an 84, even an 85 at the moment. And then Jason Tatum, who had a baller game last game, almost beat the Clippers, doesn't go up either. He's averaging 21 points a game, dude. I know it's less efficiency, but still, like, how did neither of these two upgrade? So yeah, 2K, you're crazy. For the Clippers, PG-13 goes +1, and I think we all know why. He's been doing great so far for the team. Even with Kawhi Leonard in the lineup, he's still getting his buckets. No complaints for me. He's been great so far. For the Grizzlies, something that we kind of expected, John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. flipped. So Jaren Jackson gets -1, and then John Morant goes +1, and now John Morant is the best player on the team, which is just true. And then Brandon Clark goes +2. Guy's averaging 13 points a game, 6 rebounds on 62% field goal percentage as a rookie. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this rating goes up even more. He's actually pretty good, and he's a good defender. Like, he's low-key a great picker for them. For the Hawks, The only one to really talk about for me is Jabari Parker. He goes up +2 from a 78 to an 80 overall, which, like, dude, welcome back to the 80 overall club. It's been a little. I'm actually kind of happy for him because he just was riddled with injuries. He had so much promise. Let's go back to his Milwaukee days. He had a 20-point per game season. Like, he was genuinely good in my opinion, and I'm glad that he's back in the Hawks doing good again. 17 points per game, 6 rebounds, 52% field goal percentage. I hope he can keep this up because he's genuinely good. The reason he's doing so well is because John Collins has a suspension. So because of that, he's been getting like his opportunity to shine. I hope he can keep that up though. Another player though, I feel Cam Reddish has been doing better. I'm surprised it didn't upgrade him at all. In fact, he went from a 75 to a 74, and that's silly. For the Heat, like actually everyone. Jimmy Butler +1. I mean, he's doing everything for the team, not just scoring, but everything. Rebounding, assists, steals, blocks, everything. Bam goes +1. He's the anchor of their defense. Goran Dragic back in the 80 overall club +1. Kendrick Nunn +2. And that was after having a shaky couple weeks. He actually started doing a little better. So 78 overall for Kendrick Nunn, one of the best rookies right now. Duncan Robinson +2. He's a starter for the team who has been going off so far. 11.2 points per game. And then Chris Silva +4 from a 67 to a 71. It's crazy how Chris Silva, by the way, was averaging only 4 points a game and 4 rebounds, but he's been doing very well efficiency wise. Okay, Chris Silva, who's a good defender too, and Duncan Robinson were the worst players on the Heat, and they both got huge increases. Like, no one's bad on this team. It's crazy. For the Hornets, PJ Washington goes +1, and well deserved because he's a sniper from 3 still. And then Devontae Graham is officially the best player on the Hornets and deserved 18.2 points per game, 7 assists, 3 rebounds on 40% field goal percentage, so not great. But Terry Rozier is kind of putting up similar numbers, but the same field goal percentage. So I agree that Devontae Graham has been the better player, at least at the moment. But yeah, +4, 80 overall club for him. That's awesome. Rudy Gobert +1. Sure, why not? I mean, he's Rudy Gobert. He gets blocks, rebounds, points, consistent as ever. Mike Conley goes -1. He's getting even worse than before. 15 points a game. I feel like he was doing better, but his efficiency is so low. It's weird, man. I don't know what. They need to figure out how to use him better. This is low-key to me a contending team if they can figure it out, but if they keep playing like this, they're not. Now, the Kings were a team that I was kind of like ignoring, but they're actually 9th seed right now in the West for being a team that I felt it's only getting worse and is riddled with injuries. Like Marvin Bagley is hurt, Darren Fox is hurt. Harrison Barnes goes up 1 to an 80 overall club again, and that's because they've needed him to. 15 points per game, 5 rebounds. To the start of the year, he was not doing very good at all. So he's been doing better because they needed him to, because he's needed to step up, and they're still winning games, surprisingly. For the Knicks, usually this team gets a lot of changes. Actually, only one. Mitchell Robinson goes +1, now tied with Julius Randle as the best player on the team, and I wouldn't disagree with that. 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 72% field goal percentage. Like, he's good. For the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma -3. But I think he's the biggest downgrader in this list, and that's just because he came back from injury, from my understanding, and he just doesn't know what to do with this team. He's only averaging 13 a game. His field goal percentage actually isn't even that bad. It's the same as it's always been. But he's just averaging less points. So I don't think his rating should have gone down. Because Anthony Davis and LeBron are on the team, of course his rating is going to go down. Like, that's just how that works. I mean, JaVale McGee goes +2 from a 77 to a 79, so good for him. The Magic got a ton of upgrades. Nikola Vucevic +1 to an 85. Evan Fournier +2. Jonathan Isaac +2. 80 overall club for the first time in his career. He deserves it, dude. 12.4 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2.8 blocks, and he's a small forward on great field goal percentage. He's been great for them. Aaron Gordon should have gone down, but he didn't. And then Markelle Fultz, I'm so happy for this dude. +2 to a 77 overall. Look at this dude, man. He was averaging 8 points on Saturday. He was averaging almost 11. 3 assists, way better field goal percentage than last year. Like, he's only going to get better, hopefully, when he keeps that confidence up. I'm happy for him. Now, whoa! Luka Doncic +3 from a 90 to a 93. Oh my gosh. Now, I'm not going to sit here and argue it or anything. Look at his stats, dude. 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, and almost 10 assists. He's almost averaging a triple-double with 30 points a game. Like, that's scary numbers. That's Russell Westbrook numbers, but he was actually efficient. Sorry. The only problem is he's not a good defender, but 93 overall. I mean, he's putting up better numbers than LeBron. Yeah, like LeBron James, but LeBron plays better defense and more athletic. So, I mean, I see why. So, being a 93 overall, it's weird to me because he's never been that high, but he's been deserving it. So, who am I to judge, right? Porzingis goes down 2 from an 87 to an 85. Again, he's come back from injury, so I'm giving him a pass. And then the only one I wanted to talk about is DeLon Wright. Goes +1, was a 77, now a 78. I feel like he's been the only viable person on this team besides these two. Everybody else has been straight cheeks for this team, I gotta be honest with you. DeLon Wright has been at least solid, so that's why I think he deserves to be the third best player on this team for sure. For this team, it's just DeAndre Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie go up 1, both of them. That's just because Kyrie has been injured, this doesn't mean anything. For the Nuggets, you know, for a team, every time I say something bad about one of these players, they get an upgrade and they do better. I said Jokic was whatever, he got upgraded. I used to call Gary Harris overrated, he got into the 80 overall club at the time. And then I say Paul Millsap is probably the weakest of the starting lineup, boom, gets a +1. I'm going to stop talking about the Nuggets. They're all beautiful and they're all perfect. For the Pacers, literally nobody. I had to really look in the back here, and Aaron Holiday gets a +2. 9.7 points per game, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on bad field goal percentage, but still an upgrade for him, so that's good for him. For the Pelicans, Drew Holiday ties now with Brandon Ingram as the best player on the team. Ingram's stats have been going down, but he was injured for a little bit. And then Drew Holiday gets 7 assists a game, 17 points per game, almost 18. Bad field goal percentage, but he's a great defender. So they're tied again. I still expect Brandon Ingram to be the best player until Zion comes back, but still. For the Pistons, they gave Christian Wood a +1. Sure. I think Luke Kennard should really keep getting upgrades because, I mean, look, 17.6 points per game is pretty good. He should be at least a 78 overall, but whatever. Christian Wood got a 77 overall. Now, for the Raptors, Fred VanVleet goes +1 to an 80 overall club for the first time in his career. OG Anunoby goes +2 from a 77 to a 79, almost in the 80 overall club, and he deserves it too. Look at this dude, 12.2 points per game, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 57% field goal percentage, but that's not even telling of anything. He is an energy player, he's a great defender. I wouldn't be surprised if they put him in the 80 overall club really soon. And then one of the biggest upgrades, Chris Boucher. Why do I say everybody's names so weird on this team? Chris Boucher from 71 to a 75 because he's actually, okay, he was, I believe, the G League MVP last year. And now he's averaging 5.6 points per game, 4.4 rebounds. He's been a great defender for the team, and that's why he's being upgraded. And he's been getting a lot more minutes, I think. So that's why. For the Rockets, Russell Westbrook -2. I guess he's averaging 21 points a game. That's worse than last year. 7 assists, less than last year. 8 rebounds less than last year on even worse efficiency, if you could imagine. You know, I feel weird when his rating goes down, but he deserves it, man. He shouldn't be in the 90 overall club. This is the first time in a long time he hasn't been in the 90s. That's weird. But it's weird because they're winning. Like, they're, for the most part, winning games. And yet, his rating still goes down, which is so odd. Clint Capella goes up too, and he deserves every second of it. I know his rebounds have been going up, his blocks going up, and he's efficient. He's always been good. For the Spurs, gotta be honest. For a team that has been doing trash, they're 1-9 for the past 10 games. I was expecting so many players to get downgrades. LaMarcus, Rudy Gay, Patty Milton. No, the one player they're like, let's downgrade is Derek White. The guy that's averaging the same amount of stats as last year, and they're not even playing him. You're high. For the Suns, Ricky Rubio goes +1, back in the 80 overall club. I think it hasn't happened since he was in the Timberwolves, I believe. And then Aaron Baines goes from a 78 to a 79, and that's because, I mean, 15 points per game before that was ridiculous. Like, he's been doing great, but the one that's hilarious to me is a 44% field goal percentage for 3. That's insane. For the Thunder, CP3 goes +1 because he's actually been doing a lot better than before. For the Timberwolves, Karl-Anthony Towns goes +1 and Andrew Wiggins goes up +4. And everyone's deserving upgrades on this team because they're winning. They're actually winning way more games than anybody expected. Jeff T goes +1 back in the 80 overall club. Josh Okogie goes +2 from a 76 to a 78. Like, everybody's getting upgrades on this team. And the one is Andrew Wiggins. He's finally shut everybody up. 26 points a game this year so far on a good efficiency. Like, he's really had this I'm actually good year, and I'm happy for him. For the Blazers, CJ -1, and even then it's like whatever. It just sucks because this whole team doesn't know where they're at right now, and it's unfortunate. For the Warriors, Draymond Green -1 because now that he doesn't have all the talent around him, we're realizing that he's actually not that good of a player. Imagine? No, but 9 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists on bad efficiency. But whatever. Eric Pascal goes +2 from a 77 to a 79. If you're removing injuries, he's the second best player on the team, and I'm not surprised. I don't think he should be an 80 overall, though, in my opinion. But 17 points per game, 5 rebounds on good efficiency, so maybe it could be. We'll have to wait and see. But the other one is Alec Burks from a 72 to a 76. I mean, he's averaging 15 a game, and that's because he's had to. Nobody else can score on this team, so he's had to step up. And finally, Bradley Beal +2 from an 87 to an 89 because he's been ridiculous. 30 points a game. I mean, he's dummy good. And then Mo Wagner +4, like even better than expected. 74 to 78. I mean, dude, 13 points per game, 5 rebounds, good efficiency. Like, he's been one of the better players on this team for sure. That is the second roster update of NBA 2K20. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with 2K or disagree? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.